Fellas, ladies, and gentlemen, forget everything you knew about professional wrestling. If any, at that. You think the Monday Night Wars were intense? Incorrect. You think Stone Cold and The Rock invented drama? Incorrect. The real drama was the legal mafia going on behind the scenes. To understand the pro wrestling era of the 1960s, you gotta realize it was like a legit, like legalized mafia. Like I said, if you crossed over into the wrong territory, you got your teeth kicked in by a dude in purple or pink spandex named Killer Kowalski. And Zooey Mama, that's scary. So now let's sit down and talk of the era that was the Secret Empire. So there was this group called the NWA, or the National Wrestling Alliance, and they were like the head honcho of the entire industry. They were here, they were there, they were even in your mom's underwear. No, my bad. Backtrack. But they couldn't control each section on their own. So each one had their own little bosses who were the promoters who would run the show behind the scenes. You had the Von Erichs down in Texas, you had the Gagneys up in Minnesota, and then you had the McMahons up in New York. And crazy thing is, all over America, they had to share one champion. The NWA champion was like a traveling king. He'd go from city to city, defeating the local hero, get on a jet, and skedaddle out that city. Now, having one champion per show nowadays is kind of regular, but that's because of how quickly and vast information can travel from place to place. And honestly, having one champion that everyone knew was great. It was great for business. Until people got greedy. Now let's talk about the heist of 1963. One of the big, and I mean big stars back in 1963 was the superstar known as the Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers, not Ric Flair. Woo! And he was the champion. He had the swagger, he had the tan. He was a freaking superstar up in New York. But down in St. Louis, they didn't like him. Not one bit. They wanted the title back on their boy Lou Thez, who actually had a wrestling name. Square up, bro. Punk, who actually had a wrestling move named after him. And Randy Orton does it a crap ton. But Lou Thez was a real bare bones, rough and tough guy who looked like he could have been your gym teacher. And the boys down in St. Louis took the title straight off of Buddy Rogers and put it on the Lou Thez. Now let's just say, the McMahons was not happy about that. They were so unhappy that they split and created a new corporation called the WWF. And they said, "Oh, our boy Buddy, he won a little tournament. He won a little tournament down in the Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro little tournament. It was a lie. He lied to you. Incorrect fallacy." And remember our boys down in Minnesota, the Gagneys? Well, Vern Gagne, the main guy, he was a local, legit, a wrestling legend back then. And he was upset about everything that was going on. So he said, screw it. Split town, own company, AWA, American Wrestling Alliance, made himself the champion. I'm probably being too loud. This thing's probably peaking. And now suddenly, the one belt, one company was split up into everywhere. Everywhere. Guy, can you believe that?
Oh, we're rolling out, looking for the best diners.
That's what I've been saying, man. Now, people think the 60s was all the boring people in black tights doing little barely any moves. No, it was a mafia, bro. It was a mafia. You got backstabbed. People got killed. Your mother is now gone. I don't even know, man. Why are you asking me? But yeah, the 60s was a world that was kind of insane. And honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Deuces.